So hello you beautiful people, how you all doing today? So it occurred to me that there's quite a few people, I was one of them, that actually quite hate Firefox. And it's reasonable, like you have the sudden change of the look, some under the hood changes, some other things that shouldn't even be things that should be considered. There's a bunch of more things. However, there's a few things I want to go over. So first of all, let's go into HTTPS only mode. We want to enable HTTPS only mode in all windows. Okay, we don't have any extensions, so we want to keep that. There's a few themes and such that we can go about, but we're not gonna cover these, at least as of now, because they're not that important. Anyways, there's a few things you can do here to make it look good if you want to. You can have smooth scrolling and stuff. Use enhanced performance settings. We're going to disable hardware acceleration because they do not use hardware acceleration. I think it's a pointless feature, so that's why I'm disabling. I don't like hardware acceleration shouldn't even be available inside of a browser in the first place, because it's a fucking web browser. Now, a lot of people have better GPUs than I do, so it makes sense for them to have it enabled, but in my opinion, it's pretty boring to have it enabled. So we're going to close out of it, and we're going to go over here and open up Firefox one more time. There we go, we have Firefox reopened with everything that we have set up previously. Just to be sure that I'm not making a fool out of myself, we're going to scroll down a bit, and there it goes, it's disabled. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Did not mean to do that. Anyways, so with that done, what else can we do to make it suck a lot less? Well, one thing you can do is if we grab this link that's over here and go to it. Now obviously you'll have to have a git installed or some way of extracting a zip file, because what this website contains is a Firefox Burton Square theme, which gives us the feel of Firefox Quantum as it used to have those rectangles. Because rounded corners, like you see here, they're just not pleasing. They don't look good, at least in a browser they don't. On a desktop session, I'll be changing these to sharp corners eventually when I get around to it, but as of now I don't mind it as much. But inside of a browser, I feel like it's actually better to have just those sharp corners. Plus it also returns it also returns the original look and feel as it used to have. Now it is a few commits ahead and a few commits behind certain repos. But then again, it's the one that I know that works normally. So you wanna you wanna download this theme. You can get it by downloading as a zip file and extracting it, or just using git clone. So you do you. I used git clone, so it's my downloads directory, and this is what it contains in the downloads directory over here. These two files will be important. Now, before we actually do anything, we need to apply a few settings in the configuration section of Firefox. So go there, it will ask you if you wanna, I'm not gonna warn, I'm just gonna accept the risk and continue. Once you do that, it will open up in this section. What you wanna look for are these keys right here. These keys will be put in the description below, and if we click this button, this will enable them, so we'll toggle them back on. Alright, and you wanna go over here to svg.context-enabled and do the same thing. It will be false, you wanna enable it. After doing that, you wanna go to the support page, so go over there. It's about support, so go over there. And you wanna scroll down a bit. Over here you'll see profile folder. It will show you where it is, but to make our lives easier, we're gonna open it right away. It opens in my second tab in my file explorer. You wanna put it somewhere else, maybe in a different window, depending on what works for you. Now all you have to do is take these two files, these two CSS files. You wanna copy them, paste them in here. That's all we're gonna do. That's all we're going to do today for this. And we're done with moving stuff. We can close this. Actually, I did it wrong. we have to reopen it. I did it wrong because I'm an idiot. So we need to create a Chrome directory. So create a new folder and name it Chrome. So that's what you do. You create a Chrome directory and then you put the files in. That was my mistake. There we go. After doing that, you wanna just restart Firefox. So go over here to the three bars on top. Click exit. This will kill every single Firefox instance on your system. You wanna reopen the browser. It will take some time to load up at first. And there it goes. We got rid of the ugly borders, the ugly things. So now it doesn't look as ugly, and it looks like it's supposed to look. No ugly corners, borders, anything. So, what can we do to make Firefox actually a little bit better and make it more suitable? Obviously, if you want to improve your security and privacy, you want to disable HTTPS over DNS. I'm not going to show you how to do this, but you can Google and look it up. I'm going to do it later because it's a bit more involved. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna disable HTTPS over DNS, and then you can continue on. I'm gonna do it later, so I don't mind having it enabled for now, but I will do it later, so just bear that in mind. Another thing you wanna do is you wanna go to the extensions page, or just download these extensions, which are a must-have in today's day and age. First one is H.264.FI. H.264.FI is an extension that you can add to your Firefox. You can see also the dialog boxes. I'm gonna enable it so it can run in the private window as well, and that's one extension down. What this one does, it actually uses H.264 to stream videos instead of VP8 and VP9, which helps with playback. Next, ad blocker for YouTube, same stuff. Click add, allow this extension, click OK. You want to close it because you're not gonna need it yet. After having added that in, there's a few more things we need to do. First, we're gonna add an ad block because, believe it or not, another ad block that's outside of YouTube actually makes sense and does work. So when I click add, it adds it. You wanna allow it to run in a private window and close the window it pops up with. Next, Dark Reader. Dark Reader is one of the essential ones that I add in every single time I get a browser because it helps out with eye straining and such. I want to allow this one as well. So with that added in, I'm going to go over here, okay? And it doesn't have any of the support for this website, but other websites, for example, which are white by default. For example, let's go to google.com. It's a cleaned up profile. As you can see, it's now dark by default. We do not need to push any buttons or do anything. It's dark by default. Another one that's dark by default is Wikipedia. Wikipedia.org. You want to go over there. And there we go. It's fully black and white, fully dark themed, making it easier for you to read. And you can do whatever you want with this one. So yeah, that's how I set up Firefox. Then again, you're gonna have to do disabling HTTPS over DNS on your own because it's a feature that I do not like, so I'm gonna disable it. But that's how I customized Firefox to be a more usable browser, and it helps out especially since I am on FreeBSD, and FreeBSD doesn't have a native Discord client, and I just have to use Discord for a few things. So thankfully Firefox has some features that let me use my microphone during the sessions with the boys and such. Getting Steam up and running, not a big issue, it all works for now. So yeah. With that said, I want to thank all of you for joining me today. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I hope to see all of you beautiful people next time.